Sunday, happy Sabbath Sunday, day 14th, 8th of December 2024. Still on the influence parents have on children. Most times when I want to do something, we don't know how much influence we don't know how much influence parents have on children. Most of the things that I boast about when I was young in school, in my primary school, maybe when someone stole my pencil and they get to see the person, instead of me to be angry with the person, I would tell them, don't worry, my daddy has plenty. He still used that phrase to cajole me, to tease me till he went to be with the Lord. Anytime he just want to make me laugh, he will just remind me, Kalam. This Kalam is the thing that they tell me when they want to make me to eat. Mostly in those days, just to, just funny ways to make children eat. I didn't used to eat, just used to eat. So it's replaced in your head. Your parents have more influence. If you were raised closely by your parents, even if you were not, your parents, their manner, your parents' attitude, your parents, they rub off on you naturally. First, you came from them. You're carrying their DNA, you're carrying their gene. Secondly, that is how God has made it. Adam defended himself when God asked him, where are you? Who told you? Who did this? Adam defended himself and pushed it to Eve. Cain too, when God asked him, what did he say? He said, am I my brother's keeper? And God told him, sin is knocking at your door. Even as a sinner, God spoke to Cain. So God speaks to people. Let me not even go to that topic at all. Let me just leave it there. Then let us go to that deep. Because I always hear people say, God does not talk to sinners. God, even while Adam was in sin, even when Cain was in sin, God was still speaking to them. So we have created another doctrine for ourselves. Let's leave it like that again. So the issue of influence, your parents have much more influence than outsiders. It's only when you don't have enough love from inside. You're not well loved the way you're supposed to be loved, and you don't have enough care and attention from inside and enough training, that you are vulnerable to predators outside, even if the predators didn't plan to be predators in the first place. But the fact that you are, this is an horror. It attracts that deep in them to make themselves a predator for you. In fact, to others, they might be the loving lovest, but to you, they are predators, because that is the part they are playing in your life because you lacked love inside. So, parents, know that your influence is great. There were examples of many times that I would have wanted to kill myself. There was one, I was in school and I was trying to run around for my results and all that. And at some point, I just got fed up and I wanted to kill myself. I don't think I even shared this part with him. I think I did. And the parts I calculated it, that the trailer was already coming, and that thought just flashed. Oh yeah. One thing just pushed me back, and the stance of my father, the position of the way he used to kneel down. Daddy can kneel down to sleep, wake up, pray. That's his position. It was his position on his knees that flashed in my head. God knows how to talk to people. At times, he uses the vulnerability of their parents to caution them. Many people will just say that someone just called me. On a normal day, you wouldn't have just picked any other person's phone. Maybe it is a person that God wanted to use. God knows how to get to people. Meanwhile, people still have a will and a choice not to listen to God. If Moses did not look at the burning bush, he would have still missed that particular opportunity that's calling his attention. The will of man is still in place. But talking about that, God does his own justice in calling your attention with what he thinks you're vulnerable to. Particular time too, I was looking for accommodation on campus. I was desperate to get accommodation, and if you have your accommodation sorted on campus, you have your 90% of your problems sorted, because you can't imagine yourself going to class with a mindset of my spoon is there, my pants is here, my pot is here, my shoes are in that particular room. That is the place of the video I said the previous day, in that content, that when family front is okay and it looks like everybody don't care, is a lie, because the front home front is balanced. That's why they can concentrate on other things. Let anything happen to the particular home front, even if they are looking like as if they are putting a face of I'm making it in my career and all that, it will not, that dent, that trauma of home front is not okay, it's still there. It's a big convolution of energies of you trying to not remember how the home front is, energy of you trying to cover up with the making it in life and facing your struggles and making money will be there. You get the gist. So I wanted to just settle my accommodation before the first week lecture starts. And Daddy said, okay, I think it was through balloting, something called balloting. They'll just give people random between first year and last and final year. They give them automatic, though these days it's not always going around, unlike before. But they will now shovel around the middle years, that second year and the penultimate year, for those who have 5-year courses and all that. Once are in penultimate year, and between that year and the second year is a lock thing, it's a lock game. So that you rent on outside the campus or you find different means. I can't discuss it. So that balloting was another opportunity for me. That's they will just roll paper, roll matric number. If they call your name, you are the lucky winner. And that day, Daddy said he just prayed. He knelt down and prayed. Lord, I don't know anybody. Lord, please let this girl have accommodation settled. It's just the second year. We thank God for the first year. He said he prayed. He didn't tell me until I got the accommodation. He didn't tell me. So after he now came back and I told him that I've gotten a place, he said, thank God, God answered me. I knelt down, I prayed, I cried unto God. I don't know anybody. And that thing touched me. One of those days when I'm down, and I remember that Daddy prayed for me. I know the prayers of your parents, the influence of your parents. If God can reach you through your parents' vulnerabilities, you can't be done for. The influence of your parents on you goes a long way, and you should know that as a parent. People will say that once the father talks, the child will listen. It's an horror around you as a man. It's an horror around you as a woman to be a nurturer, to be who you are. Children don't just listen because they want to listen. But there's this fear of the position that you have that makes your children, even if they want to be a pata, they want to be thugs, there's this thing that still comes. My daddy must not hear. Not because, but there's this thing that God just uses. So know this and know peace. The influence of you as a parent goes a long way. And at times it could be the other way around. If the children have built themselves, like they say in Yoruba, like when the parents to grow and they tend to be weak, they suck from their children. What are your children going to be able to breastfeed you with if you grow old, frail, and weak, and God has not called you home? Train your children in the way of the Lord and know that you need to work on yourself as a parent because the influence you have on them is great. Why can God use you as a burning bush to your children? God use you to guide them, to put them to order. Because this case of spiritual parenting, spiritual father and mother wouldn't have been that grievous and that bastardized if natural biological parents be in their position. If they stand well in their position, there won't be too much pressure on spiritual fathers to the extent of them now abusing it and being entitled to what they did not give birth to naturally. It is a call. It is a call. Even if you are making some mistakes, still try your best. Let them know. Still keep ringing it in their heads. One day, some of those days, events will show it to them. If you were not born, some people will not have access to them. I hope this helps. Thank you so much.